Tell me what school you went to.
Corpus Christi, Marple.
Where's that then? Right in the centre.
Manchester.
About a mile and a half out of Manchester centre.
And what's the first thing you remember? What's from school?
My mother bringing me lunch. Used to be cocoa and toast. Cocoa and toast. It was very nice too.
And what can you remember any of your friends at school?
Yes. I had a favourite one. Doreen Walsh.
Yeah.
Eileen Connor.
Why were they? What did you used to get up to?
No, when another. Who was the other one? I used to get in trouble with Kitty Dixon. For not coming straight home from school.
Or what did you do with them?
We used to go along the railway bridges and we used to peep. I told you I'm going peep through a little door and there was gypsies who used to live under the railway arches.
This is 19 what this?
Oh, 19, probably 30.
Two?
Way.
And you were 6?
37, 36, 37, whatever. And then when I got home, I had to go to bed. I'm not coming straight
You were
up
how
from
old?
school.
You were how old?
Wasn't.
9.
You just sitting there.
Well, 9.
37. Now make your mind up.
I'm not sure. Only guessing.
But you left school and you
35.
I started
14.
work on the day I was 14.
where was that at?
Coin and Wilts.
What did you do when you were working?
That was a raincoat place. What I did, the raincoats. And I went to work with my little case with my little bottle of milk and my sandwiches and my biscuits. And when we got there, you'd swap some of your lunch with your friend you worked with. And the war was on. We was worked in
The war was on when you war wasn't on when you were 14.
on a 13.
Was it?
Yeah. Yes, I was still at school.
My mother was born in 1926.
Right.
And I used to cut cottons off coats.
Interesting job.
Nowadays, they leave them on. You cut your own off when
Yeah,
you
they
buy
do
them.
actually. So what can you remember about that place then? Can you remember any of the people you used to work with or for?
Yes, we had Phil was the foreman. Terrible little man he was. And I was always late. And I used to work on a conveyor belt. And I was the one that fed the conveyor. And he used to stand, what time do you call this? And I had a row with him once. Because he was shouting from one end of the room to the other.
Yeah.
And I said to him, very brave I was. Who do you think you're talking to? A dog?
So you got fired?
What was it, Phil Freeman? Phil Freeman. No, did it? Phil Freeman.
So how long were you there for?
Okay.
You met my dad when you were 15?
That was when you met
No,
Alice
before.
Keegan, wasn't it?
Yes, I met Alice Keegan. That was,
Tell him about your when you were putting sharpening coats.
oh yes, I used to cut, you know, the rain mats. You know the linings on the rain mats? You used to have to measure the bottom of the mat to the lining, you know, and cut round so you left so much. And one day me and Alice, my friend, was Alice Birtwhistle, who Bridget laughs at, the name.
Who was Alice Keegan?
Yeah, and we were talking and I measured and cut the bottom off. Oh, but still talking and I forgot I'd done that, so I measured it again and cut another for it. And I must have done it 2 or 3 times. I went along. The coat was about this big.
So you had to alter the bottom of it.
The pocket was on the bottom. I only realised when I got near the pocket. And we didn't know what to do. Anyway, we sent it through with all the other coats and we was worried to death for weeks. But we never heard what happened to it. There must have been a little dwarf at that. Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
I thought it was a trendy coat.
I don't know what's happened to that.
So you left, you met my dad when you were working there?
No.
That was it? Where did you go then?
Met your dad at Finnegan's Dance Hall.
So where did you work? Where did you?
I went
work
on
after that?
munitions. Francis.
You still work there when you used to go to Finnegan's.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like your dad at dance.
Just bumped into him and did he chat you up?
No, I seen him going in. That I was with a friend of mine. I seen him going in, and I didn't know at the time, but he had a new suit on. And I said, "Oh, I fancy him." Stewie's name's Joan Kelly, and your grandmother always laughed because I used to think that I think I'll have him, and I could see him sat in a rocking chair. A vision of him with a mass of grey curly hair.
Some buggers binged it.
And your mother used to roll laughing, and so I used to say to her, I used to think to myself, I could imagine us both sat in a rocking chair and him with a massive, because he had curly hair then, grey curly hair.
Grey? Yeah, grey curly hair.
No, my memory.
Oh, in your mind, yeah.
But I mean, he'd lost it. Lost his hair, actually.
So then you moved from. You met him, and then what? What happened? You went off to the South Africa.
Oh,
Or was
yeah,
that
we were-
after a while?
I joined the RAF in 1941, but I was still in a reserved occupation.
Which
So
means?
I had to get to, although I got a number in the RAF, I
Was
didn't
it-
actually leave home
What was the
until-
reserved occupation? Engineering.
Yeah, but I was doing, we were working on submarine things for the radar masts, the actual big valves and things like that, and also doing stuff for ordnance factories, making cordite rolling mills, and I actually went away working away installing that, even though I was only an apprentice at the time.
So when did you go away?
I actually went in the RAF in 1943.
Right, and then you went straight over to South Africa.
No, we did our initial training in Torquay. Had 3 months in Torquay doing all the bookwork and everything else. Then went to a little place in Wiltshire to do our flying training. I went solo there on a Tiger Moth. I'd been top of the class in the navigation subject.
Hang on a minute.
Top of the form.
You can pull that face again.
So I fully thought that I would be a fighter pilot.
Yeah.
And then we went in to Eaton Park in the December. Eaton Park in Manchester, the December of 43, to be posted and get our grading. And I was graded as a navigator. So we stayed then for about a month at Eaton Park before I was posted up to South Africa.
Most pilots were in the war were bloody public school anyway. So I'm surprised that they even took people from Manchester.
Have his badge.
I was always,
Haven't you? You've got your badge and
I was always top of anything that I did.
wings.
Because somehow or other I've just got a receptive memory.
Is it wings?
And just a one wing with a
Yeah,
navigation.
I've got that. You
Right.
should have that if you wanted that.
So, when you went off then, South Africa, what did you do? How long was that for?
Only 12 months. we got-
Non-stop?
Huh?
Non-stop, 12 months non-stop.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yes, it took a long time. Not you didn't fly over like you do now. It took 6 weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Took 6
Right.
weeks on the boat. And when he came home after being away for,
Well,
I mean,
that's a fifth of the year just travelling then.
when he came home after 12 months, we knew you were coming home, didn't we?
Mm.
And I was getting ready for not seeing him for 12 months, and I was washing my hair, and I had my head in the bowl, knock come on the door, and it was you, and all my hair was all wringing wet through. I had a pair of his father's trousers on, didn't I? Because you couldn't get clothes, and it was winter time, wasn't it?
What we were
Father's trousers and all my hair hanging down back through.
we were going off to Harrogate to came over on the boat when we eventually arrived home, and we were passing through the railway station at Park Station at Newneath, and it pulled up for signals, and I got off the train and climbed over the railings out of the station and went home. With my big bag full of bananas. I had a full
and
kit
chocolate
bag full of
biscuits.
bananas.
Never
You
seen
know
them
the big
for years.
hands of bananas?
Yeah.
We picked them up at Freetown, these natives.
Which is near where you were with where Gerald said he lived, because that's all banana area.
No, that's not Freetown.
No, but
That's,
there's all banana in Natal.
Yeah, no, this is round the Gold Coast. It's not part of South Africa.
Hmm.
We pulled in there for provisions because we'd sailed from Cape Town.
I still have the watch you
You've never
bought me.
even had bananas then. I
No.
bought that watch
I
in
still have my watch you bought me.
I bought
I
that
was
watch in
I was
Durban.
17.
Yeah.
I still have it there.
I bought your granddad a pocket watch as well. And I bought myself, what make was it? Omega. A watch, similar style of this, but graduating saying, right, top quality. I used it instead of my watch supplied by the RAF for my flying, for navigation, because they had to be absolutely accurate.
What did you do with yourself while he was away for a year then? Because that's a long time. And if you were going it.
I used to go to the pictures, didn't I? Nearly every night. Because I used to start work at 5 to 8 in the morning. And I finished at 5 to 8 at night.
That was doing what?
And that was, I was on soldering.
Soldering what then?
Electrical leads.
All sorts of things for planes. You used to take the edges off I used to do the bomb catches. Take the edges off the bomb
The bomb catches?
There were
Switches.
The switches for the bomb. There was one.
Was that go on the bomb itself or on the aeroplane to let the bomb go?
And I did electrical soldering on the panels themselves, you know, the engine, the panels for flying the plane. And I was on hand press. Hand press was a steel with a long handle, and they think you put your steel, whatever it was here, and you swung this round. And on one end it had a big steel ball. You
The
swung
weight.
it round and you had to come back because it swung back. And if you didn't move quick enough, you'd get down one side. That was a hand press. I worked on them for a long time.
Well, you carried on in the munitions factory when my dad came back?
Yes, I must have. I was still at Francis, wasn't I? Still at Francis, yeah.
When we got married?
Because the war ended in Europe in '44, which is when you came back.
No,
didn't it?
1945. Yeah.
And I left home to
I
marry
thought
your
it ended
dad.
in Japan in 1945.
No, it ended in May of 45 in Europe, and in August of 45 in Japan.
So what happened when you came back then from South Africa?
I went off to do further training. First of all to Whitley Bay to do a commando type course, and then from there up to a place near Wigtown in Scotland, near Newton Stewart,
Right.
and that's where we did our night flying,
In the mosquitoes.
navigation training in Abrahanson's, simulated bombing from heights over Blackpool Town, places like that, where you took photographs of them. It was a similar sort of thing to what we'd done in South Africa on daylight stuff, taking photographs of simulated bombing. In fact, we have, I don't know, we've still got it somewhere, a photograph of a bridge that the director in South Africa.
Probably somewhere.
So when
and then
you
from there I joined a squadron in about April. The war finished May the 5th. I joined the Pathfinder squadron, and we only went off on one Pathfinder raid where we actually dropped flares, and the next one was aborted.
So where did you go on that one then? Dropping flares?
Went over Hanover.
Did you? What was that for?
Do it on.
Yes, I'm sure it's.
Well, they not know what I'm talking about, will they?
Oh, get on with it.
So you went to the court to ask permission to get married, but you didn't know that the police would go round to your mother's house.
No. And your granddad kept saying, "Are you sure you know what happened?" And I kept saying, "Yes, yes, yes, Dad, they forgive." And then I had to start telling my magistrate why and everything, and he said that was it, right? And I think it was a few days after. Lived in the terraced house. All the neighbours come out. There's a policeman coming down the street, and he knocked on our door and handed my mother a summons. And she said, "You're no daughter of mine," and I had to go. So then I went to live with your mother, didn't I?
But at that time I wasn't at home. I was in the area.
And how we got back together was cigarettes were very short, and I still work with the anti-pat. When I used to get some cigarettes, your granddad Alton used to smoke woodbine, and I used to give the anti-pat some woodbines to give him, because he smoked, you know, then. Well, I wouldn't give him any, and I used to go to the lady who lived next door to my mother. We'd always call her grandma from being little, and I used to go and see her every week. And I used to give her some cigarettes to pat in, and one day she said, "Why don't you go and give them to him yourself?"
This is after you.
After I was married.
It was after you had George, wasn't it?
No.
Wasn't it?
No. And I went next door, frightened to death, thinking she'd bar me from the door. And when I opened the door, she shouted, I went in, and my dad was shaving in the back kitchen, and she said, "She brought you some cigarettes," and we were all sat round the table all crying, and from then on, we was all friends. But your dad wasn't, you wasn't, was you, for a long time?
Well, I didn't know anything about it. What do you mean I wasn't friendly?
And then
I didn't know you'd been.
I started having our George, and she always thought I went back because I was having our George. Because she always says a daughter needs a mother.
Yeah.
And she thought I went back to her, and I didn't know I was having George. So it was, we moved house, didn't we? We moved house. And
We got the old
your
house.
dad used to go to the dogs every Saturday night. We was always home at 9 o'clock, unless he'd won the last race, and it'd be about 25 past. Because on the bus then, no cars, he used to get the later bus if he'd won. And my mother and my father used to come every Saturday night after he'd gone.
Why?
Because they weren't friends with him.
Yeah.
They hadn't been friends with him. But one night your dad come back early, and they were still there. And they just let on to him then, and they were friendly ever since, weren't they? And then they thought, a while after, they thought the sun shone out of him. We all went on holidays together, didn't we? And
When they were about 2 and 3, I suppose.
yeah,
The first
we
time.
went for about 8 years on holiday with them.
To Blackpool. Wilson's in Withnail Road.
What was the first car you ever got then?
A Flying 8, standard Flying
Like the one I've seen pictures of, the lime green one.
8. No, that's...
No, I was a new on that.
We bought that brand new. It was, that was a standard. But it was the standard 8.
The roundy one I
Yeah.
remember.
But the first one,
The very first one was it was a 1939 car that had been left in his garage and never driven. A friend of your granddad's. And he said he wanted to sell it because he was buying a new one. So we bought, excuse me, think we bought that in 1954.
Yeah, but he kept it so nice. If he went out and it rained, he brought it back in. He wouldn't take it out in the rain. So when we got it, and if it rained, we wouldn't pass his shop. The car was dirty. Would we? But the very first one you wanted to buy, you shown it me, didn't you? That somebody was selling this car and was going out one night to the
The
pub.
little
We're
Austin
walking on this
7,
road and he said,
about 1936.
that's the car up there that we could have if you want, if we want.
Could have got it for about 25
When I seen
quid.
this car, I said, if you buy that, I said, you'll have to leave it at the top of the street.
Why?
Hmm?
And pick me up there, don't bring it to our
Why?
door. It was like a little box
They
on
were
wheels.
very, very cheap, them cars. For an old one that wasn't in good condition.
Well, was that little one? That
I
little
think this
box?
one, the standard 8 we bought, was £200. But it was in quite good condition.
£200, hell of a lot of money. It's a hell of a lot of money now, really.
It was a nice one.
We had it in, yeah, but it was in quite good condition.
Your Uncle David had one.
And
before
we
that.
had it for 2 years, and then I put it in for part exchange for about, I think I got £250 off it, and bought the standard 8 brand new for about 560.
That's a lot of money now, if you work out how much somebody's wages is.
Yeah, but that was one of the cheapest cars, and it was a lovely car. It was 4 doors, but no boot.
What was in the boot then?
You drop your boot down, your rear seats down to put things in the boot.
Which one was that one?
The green one.
Oh, the green.
The new standard 8.
Yeah.
You didn't have a key, a starter key.
Was it green or
The
blue?
button.
Green, I think.
I seem to remember pictures of a lime green car.
I thought it was
I
blue.
don't know whether we've got any colour photographs of it.
Dunno.
Cine film, I think I might have seen.
Could have been. They
No, we didn't.
So
have
what
any,
was-
we didn't have any cine film on that.
Hmm.
We got
So
a
when-
cine film, I knew it was.
So what did you go, you had the standard 8 then, what did you get for that?
We bought that in 1956, and we kept that until 1960,
And you got
until
the
you were
Hunter?
born.
Is that when you got the
And
Hunter?
bought the singles.
Wasn't big enough to carry, have a carrier cot.
So we went on holiday in that when you were about 5 months old, down to Cornwall.
Tell me about Grandad then, when he got a scooter.
Oh, that was after your grandmother
Oh.
and he was coming up to our house, wasn't he?
Yes, he used to be in this scooter. Once he started, he couldn't stop. And when he was going back home.
How old was he then?
But he got married again when he was 65, so he'd be about 60. He'd be 61, 62.
Mm. And I used to say, is this?
I
is
bought
he
him
still
the
with us?
scooter.
And your dad used to say, yes, he was behind us, you know. But when we got to the lights, he always passed. He couldn't stop. He was very lucky to live to 90. He once overtook a jack. We let him go.
And they should have been stopping.
He didn't have that very long though, did he? Oh, when he set off on that, it was epic funny one when he got. I used to be saying.
Why did he
"Is
get in the
he
first
there?"
place?
Hmm?
Why did he get
To
in the
go
first place?
to come up to our
Oh,
house
we used
and
to
to
go
go
for
to
it.
work on it.
And take him back, didn't we, and that? And he'd always had a bike, so he thought he'd have this scooter. He'd never driven one
So
before.
he only came up to our house twice on it.
Yeah, well, I said, I couldn't look at him, that's all. It was terrible.
What do
I
you
used to drive down and pick him up on a Sunday.
What do you remember about what were stories that Grandad or my grandmother ever told you about what it was like when they were kids? Do you remember any of that stuff?
Oh, well, your wait a minute. His great-granddad came from Canada.
Yeah, you told me that, but
That was your.
that was yours.
Well, you don't
And
know
yours,
much
huh?
of yours, do you?
I know that my father's father was a drunkard.
Well, what's the big deal about that? So
Uh,
back run
and
through
he,
the family.
he died very early. But his father had been an alderman in Liverpool.
Who, Grandad's dad?
No,
Oh, the one before.
your granddad's
So your granddad.
No.
Your granddad was a drunk.
And my great-granddad had been an alderman in Liverpool. And I'd been over to see the relatives in Liverpool a few times when I was younger. So, you grew up very early in those days. By the time I was 7-year-old, I was taking your Uncle David on the bus to see my Grandma Meisel, into I have brought
Your oh right, your mum's mum. Was that a very Jewish family?
Fairly. She was Auntie Rosie, the one that's 89 now.
Oh, that was only not long ago, wasn't
I
it?
was talking to her,
A few weeks ago.
and I said, of course the Meisels, I said, and your mother? She said, well, my mother was Welsh. I said, yeah, but she was a Welsh Jew. I said, with a name like Wolfe, W-O-L-F-E. Oh, she said, I never thought of that.
And they really looked. They have that Jewish, don't they? Mind
Well,
you,
she's
when
in
I was
particular.
coaching you, if ever shown anybody your photograph, you used to say, is he Jewish? And I say, oh no,
Oh, he's a good Catholic lad.
his father come from Marple. Oh, you said
So
they
can
were...
you remember what you can't remember your grandparents?
I can remember very well me Grandma Kelly, and so can your mother. I used to take her to see her many times. We've got photographs of her.
Well,
Yeah.
Grandad's mother.
Yeah. It's only tiny.
And
Got a
one of the
photograph of
things
her,
that annoyed
Grandma
me was that your granddad had some good photographs of his grandmother, Grandma Johnson, who lived in
Johnson.
Johnson, and she lived in Cavendish Street, I think it was, just behind where the births and deaths, the registrar office is
In Manchester.
Yeah, in what's the name of it? Just off Stratford Road. It's just round there.
Why did the family, the Kellys, move from Liverpool to Manchester?
Oh, I don't know.
Who was that then? That was Grandad.
That was your granddad's father who moved, and they lived, to start with,
It's funny you don't know much about him though, isn't it?
all of them lived in Eyebrow.
Oh, did-
Your granddad went in the army in
Oh, it's-
1915
Before I should have...
when he was 15 years old.
Yeah.
He was over in, he went to Egypt, he was in Flanders, and he didn't really. He left home, one thing, because your Grandma Kelly, his mother,
Right.
she drank quite a lot, and he didn't drink at all. He wouldn't drink and he wouldn't smoke.
That was... He did before he got
When he
married.
was in the forces.
But you don't know anything. What I'm saying is you don't really know anything about your grandparents.
When you say...
Oh, Grandma Kelly, you're talking about around there, yeah.
Yeah, and I knew her until she died.
But what?
She
When
lived
did
to a very good age.
when did your granddad die? Well, how old were you when your granddad died?
I didn't know him.
You didn't even see him.
No. He died when your grandfather was young. He was about 10-year-old probably.
Oh, blimey.
And your auntie, your dad's eldest sister, Rosie, we used to go and see her for years, didn't we? After we'd been married.
Yeah. Your grandma had been married 3 times.
Which one?
My mother,
3 times.
3 times.
And you were so that was the third one was. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But she had the bloody nerve to tell you off for getting married at
Yes.
19.
Yeah. Did.
3 times.
3 times.
Who
Well,
were the other two
first,
then? No
first-
kids with the others?
Yes, one to each, but they've died. He got married to a Jim McCormick when she was young, and he was killed in the war, and she had a little boy to him.
In the First World War?
Had a little boy to him, and he died of TB. And
Something that wouldn't happen today.
then she married somebody called Ted Dyson, and he had a friend called Charlie Hook. It was my dad. But she married Ted Dyson. He died of TB. And she had a little girl called Veronica. She died with a fit, died in a fit. And his best friend laid him out, washed him, and the mother got...
And married his wife.
But my dad said the day she got married...
Oh, look out for you, love.
The day she got married, he said he liked her even though it was his friend's wife then, and she'd come in the pub at the night time and made him, he was very jealous, because after they got married they come in the pub at the night.
What was your mum's maiden
Good
name?
morning.
What was your
Yes.
mum's maiden name?
Begins with a
McHale.
D. Oh.
McHale.
Oh, what's the other ones?
Dugdale.
Dugdales.
Dugdale, and her mother I think was McHale. Yeah, Dugdale she was called.
And your mother was called Dugdale.
What was your mum's maiden name? Oh, Mysel.
But we're trying to find out many Auntie Pat about different things. That her mother was married up St Patrick's in Oldham, and where they all come from. You know, it's they lived in Portsmouth. My dad was
That's where he was born. yeah?
born in Portsmouth, and she had 12 or 13 children. There was only 4
You survived.
who survived, which we only knew
It's
that.
not that long ago to have that kind of a survival rate, is it?
No, but that's what it. 'Cause she came from Ireland, and he came from Canada, and they must adopt in Ireland, and that was where he met you. But they went to live in Portsmouth.
How old would your dad be now if he was still alive?
How old would he be?
Oh, well, he
'Cause if
died.
your mum had been-
He died when he was about
If your mum had been
66.
married twice.
66.
No, that's 60.
7.
Oh, he could have been about 67, I think.
67, and he died in 1961. So it would have been 100 this year.
Yeah, but his father died at 49. You know what his father? He was the, what do you call him, a captain?
No, it was one of
What do
the...
you call him?
He ran one of these training ships, or he was an instructor on a training ship in Portsmouth.
For, what do you,
Delinquent boys.
Delinquent boy.
That was your granddad.
My granddad, yeah.
What about on your mum's side? What were they?
I don't know, because her name was they did come from Ireland. So I don't know a lot about them, really.
Do you know very much about your mum? Remember much about your mum?
Oh yeah, it's only what she, what she told us. About her being married. I've got a photograph of the little girl.
Have you?
Because when we were little,
Your half sister.
yeah, and we used to see a name on it, you see, and it had, she said, used to say this was your sister, and we used to write on it Veronica Hutton, and she used to say it's not Hutton, it's Dyson, and when we were young we could never
Couldn't figure it
understand why she was Dyson, and she used to take us to, the grave things, and the two of them, two of her children, but it wasn't until we were older that we realised, and then when she did die, when my mum died, my dad threw all her things away, letters and things she'd kept, because he thought that we'd think that he wasn't our dad. Didn't you, Joan? Remember that? He threw all her...
Hang on, when who died?
When my mother died,
Yeah.
my dad threw all her...
I thought your dad died. I thought my granddad on your side died before my grandmother.
No.
7 months after.
He died stood up at work. Virtually of a broken heart.
Because every night he used to get all the photographs out, didn't he? And the
Yeah,
film.
for about,
He missed it, didn't he?
for all the time he used to come up to our house for a meal on a Sunday, didn't he? Get the train up, and then we'd take him back.
But he still
True.
missed it. Felt out of place, didn't he, when everybody was with somebody?
We took him to the local club, the Claremont Club.
Where I've been there.
Where you've been playing bowls and drinking pints, supping up and smoking a pipe. That's all on the video now, off the cine. Because we only bought the cine camera because the year before your grandmother and granddad had been down to Cornwall with us, and then she was dying. So I said we'd get a video to show a cine camera, and we took all the cine.
What's she looking at?
It's David Bailey's in.
Bridget, do you know who
Oh,
was...
actually it's more
Bridget,
like
just listen to this.
Attenborough.
Who was talking for about half an hour, and it wasn't on.
Oh, you're joking. Another
So
winner,
we said,
Kelly,
take some
to start again. I've just put the kettle on. Anybody want a cup of tea?
Yes,
Cup of
Well,
tea?
duck down, Bridget, duck
I'm
down.
going to have my
Because your chest's in at the moment.
Oh!
I'm going to have my morning coffee. He can adjust it, you know, he can run up to you.
What do you mean, wide angle or something?
No, he can, it's quite good that you get it all sorted.
This is great, this.
It's a bit
We'll
off-putting,
wind that up.
It
Is
said
it
dark.
off-putting?
What?
This,
I'm putting for what?
what do you think Bridget means for you?
What?
No, a bit
Off-putting.
I find it off-putting. I think
I'm
it's
not
very...
that.
doesn't bother you?
What?
Oh, I hate knowing that thing's on me. Horrible. Right, cup of tea. Cup of tea?
Yes, I've stood many a time in the club when I was chairman.
Oh,
or
doing
sat
things.
and organised the play and told them the meat pies
Is
have
it really?
come.
But you didn't wear a flat cap.
Oh, wow. I'm
It
not
wasn't.
doing it properly then, is
Shouting
it?
out the bingo numbers.
Could go and get the flat cap now, actually.
and
One tea, do you want tea?
Please.
You want tea?
I'm having
Where
a
are
big
you going?
coffee.
Coffee,
where are
have
you
a
going?
coffee?
Switch off for a moment. And
Give me a coffee.
Sort of,
He wasn't interested in what the man was saying last night. And the other poor fella's dying on the floor there in a coma.
Oh, I don't...
And every time he tried to tell him, he
Oh,
wouldn't
God.
listen.
well, this is not very good historical drama, is it? Talking
Is
about
it
a boxing
on?
match
Is
last
it
night.
on?
Yeah.
Right.
question one,
Well-
number one.
Yes. If
What can you remember as
If
the...
you'd had a cooked breakfast waiting in the oven and eaten,
Go on, you give it to
It
him.
was, this is, well, actually, you know, Bridget might pop a clog before you do. If you don't shut up. So, we'll just get a bit of Bridget. This is Bridget. In the early years.
Question.
no, I can't now. I can't now. no, that's
go on,
on now.
interview her.
I won't be able to do anything
Come on,
now.
interview it.
No, I can't now.
Well, that shuts her up, isn't it?
Exactly.
Give us a song.
Give us a fat chance.
Are you laughing at my woman?
Oh God. This is
Well, you could,
guaranteed.
you could sing that. Go and sing Pretty Woman.
Don't want to sing Pretty Woman. Right, what sort of utensils and equipment did you have in your first house when you moved in?
Was my first house.
You didn't have a dishwasher and that.
I've still got.
What electric stuff did you have?
I had no gas, no electric. We only had gas. Oh, I'll tell you what your dad did me. We had a little grill on legs, and I had no cooker at all.
It was a little...
So we got a biscuit tin. Your dad got a biscuit tin.
First of all, I had to bring from work a piece of gas piping tied round my middle, wrapped round my middle. Straighten that out as
Why
best
wrap
I
around
could.
you? You stole it.
Because he says yes.
Yeah, we couldn't
half
afford to
inch.
buy any.
Half inched it. Oh, blimey.
With
It's
no-
straight up
with
to the
no
police
gas-
station with
with
this.
no gas point at all. All we
What are you
had,
going to connect it to?
all there was a point at the bottom on the floor. And to buy the connectors and things and got this gas pipe in and connected it to the stove. We only had gas in the house, so we had a gas mantle above it. And this stove, all it was like a metal with the fancy metallic tops that they had to them in those days, and had a grill, or you could use it as a grill underneath, or put a pan on top, just the gas burner.
It wasn't a grill, it was just...
Well, a gas burner.
It was just two rings.
Yeah.
But you
On
could
a
use
stand.
it as a grill, and
No,
you could, oh,
it was just two rings on the stand.
well, that's quite
With
good.
Graham Marple.
Well, what
Up
did you
the
do
legs
before
were.
that then? What did you have,
Well, we
a
went to
coal
my
stove
mother's.
or something?
No, I lived at his mother's and they had black
everything.
gas stoves then.
Oh, right.
But when we got
And
married, you couldn't
electric.
buy them because the war had just finished.
No, I suppose not. No,
So
no,
it-
no.
He got a biscuit tin and he fastened the lid on the
I
side.
used the lid so you could open it,
Yeah.
and I drilled all holes through the side to make a shelf, so that she could do pies and things like
They
that.
were double the width.
Oven.
You know the old metal biscuit tin?
Oh.
No,
yeah,
they
I know
double
you
the depth of what they have now.
Yes, yes.
So, you know, it,
It
they
was
were
a good
doing square.
size, yeah.
And I used to do an apple pie, and the apples, they were very scarce. You went to a shop and you bought 2 penneth of apples, or you know you buy a tin with them in now. You used to buy, the shops used to get big ones and they serve you so much out of them. You used to make apple pie, but it wouldn't cook on top because there was nothing
No,
there.
no,
So I used
obviously
to
not.
turn it over.
Really?
Very tricky. It didn't look very nice when it was done, but it tasted nice. It tasted alright. That was
No McDonald's in those days.
that was only for 12 months because then
Well, it's just about 12 months.
he had a cousin who was married an Australian, and they came over here. She came over here with him, and the war finished. He was in the Navy, and they got a prefab,
Because they were in overcrowded conditions.
and she
Ah.
didn't like
Yeah,
it
I'm
over
sure.
here. She wanted to go back, so we
We
exchanged
did an
it.
exchange
Oh,
they
so
went
you
back.
managed to get there prefab.
So we got looking.
only by them supposedly going to live in our house. So I paid rent for both places
For 2 weeks.
for 2 weeks while they went to live with his mother again
Yeah.
prior to going out to Australia.
It was 6 shillings a week. My rent.
That's old money as well.
Well, I got £3 wages off him.
Well, that takes that car that you had for 520 quid or something, whatever you said it was.
Yeah, but
Brings
we're,
it to-
we're talking 1947, 1946. No, 1947 because George was born in 46. So it was the February
47.
of 47 because Terry was born in... No, it wasn't. George was older than that. Because Terry was born soon after we went into the... Oh, wasn't, when was it?
Yes, when I went in
Yeah,
the
of course it was.
when I went in the prefab,
But
they
it was
hurried the
1948 then.
exchange up because I was supposed to be having our terror
Yeah, it was
beginning of
1948.
January.
We lived over 12 months.
So they did it a quick
Yeah.
do, you know, got
Alright.
it so that I'd be
Because you were expecting.
yes. Anyway, every week the rentman came. It was 16 shilling the prefab, which was a lot of money to the 6 shilling. And every week he used to say to me, "Not had it yet." And they used to say no, and I felt ashamed to death. And he wasn't born till beginning of March.
Oh, God.
And even when I'd had him in the pram, he says to me, "Not had it yet." I was that fat.
Oh,
Who said
that's
that?
nice.
Who
This
said
is
that?
the man collecting
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rent.
You must have weighed about 13 stone, didn't you?
But when I first went to the welfare, and they said come back next month, I wasn't having one. I could have, if I'd have known like they do now, I could have took precautions. But I wasn't having one.
Mm.
And
Just-
once you say you're having one, well that's it, you
Just
see.
for the benefit of the camera, tell it what you said when I was conceived at the moment of my conception,
Why? What did it say?
Many years later.
because I remember.
What you said afterwards?
What
Because-
about-
Your thoughts of getting rid of you.
Oh yes, we had lived all electric, and I thought, well,
Yeah,
I'll
the
gas
prefab.
myself. We had no gas. I thought I'll fall down the stairs. We had no stairs.
No stairs.
I'd just got, you know, George and Terry's toys and everything, all these things. We just got rid of all them and all the baby
Yes.
things.
You told me that at the moment of when you were drunk, in about 1971, no, about 1981, you were drunk, fell out the French windows, and when our Canadian relatives, yes you did, tripped up over, was trying to say, tap the hanging basket in the window frame.
Oh, that wasn't.
I know exactly when it was, because that was when you
You
said
were
to
about.
those Canadians, I was about 20, 21, and those Canadians said, gee Joan, how come there's such a big age gap between George and Terry and Kevin? And you said, oh, I remember at the moment of his conception shouting, George, you fool.
Oh, I remember saying that. I knew then. I said, I knew, I'll have it. No, not just once. Won't have it not just once without using anything. I said, if you will. And he was.
What a wonderful thing to think.
I said, I would have had, I probably would have been like Sandra.
What?
Because Sandra had one every year.
Oh, God, yes.
And I had 2 in 15 months.
Yes.
And then your granddad.
And your dad.
Your dad.
You were
listen,
pregnant before.
Your dad went and got us a French letter.
A washable.
He bought it. His
Wasn't a
dad.
Dura-
Really?
His
wasn't
dad.
a
It wasn't the
9-inch
last
green
9-inch
Dura.
one.
Oh,
It was a green one.
Oh, you didn't have them on show then. There was this,
Durex.
and after, when I went for another one, it's a long time after. And I didn't even know. They said, we've got large, medium or small.
Give us a sample.
I don't know, bring him with me.
You had to go to Victoria Station.
What for?
Yeah, Victoria Station where they sold them.
Unless Terry was around. You heard about him making his money when he first... He used to buy a packet of them and go down to Moss Side and sell them at £1 each or something. So...
No, they had I tell you what.
So hang on, you tried to commit suicide and the gas,
No,
you had no
she
gas.
No, I didn't. It was just
That's her
You're
joke.
joking around.
But
I'll
there
throw
was
myself down the
another
stairs
one
if
which
it's got me.
wasn't a joke. After Dad, George and Terry, when I used to try all sorts if you thought you were having a baby, you know, and you didn't want any more that quick. So George's aunties, it's the two that's living now in their 80s.
Yeah.
It was Celia, I think.
Celia and Rosa.
This used to say then, if you're late with your period, you go to the chemist or the herbalist and you buy a piece of slippery alum bark. Slippery
Slippery elm bark.
bark you buy.
Oh, yes, I've heard of this,
And they
yes.
said you push that up your inside and it draws anything away.
Really?
So I thought, well, I'll have to try that because I was late. So I went to the herbalist and
Cricket bat.
I said, could I have some slippery hammer? How much do you want? Well, you can have a penny, 2 penny, 3. I thought, well, I'll have 3 pennies. He gave bloody big. Well, I was worried to death carrying this piece of wood all the way home. And I
Barry
my
moved it.
right kill me.
I can't walk.
So we had to wait there while he come home through and had to come back to his aunt. He said, what did you do with it? He took a little piece off it. Didn't make any
So you had
difference.
plenty there for other occasions
Didn't make
then.
any difference.
Bring tears to your eyes.
You could have opened your own clinic.
You call it a sheet of plywood nowadays.
You can build your house with them.
No,
That was-
you're not supposed to put it up inside, you're supposed to hit him over the head with it. You couldn't hear it.
Don't do that again.
That was how innocent you were. Daddy didn't know much someday.
Oh dear, funny. Did it ever work for anybody?
No, my grandma used to always say, if it's there, it's there.
Why, yeah. Exactly. Oh, how funny. Oh dear.
That's so funny. Funny bits and pieces, don't we?
Simpler nowadays.
So what were George and Terry like when they were little?
Oh, they were lovely, weren't they?
They played together?
George was a striker for the first
Oh, first 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Oh, probably not 6 months. 2-3 months. After we'd moved into Rowbottom Street.
Yeah, because
He'd been spoilt by
did everybody that when they got married lived with the one
your
parent
grandmother
or
Kelly.
there was no houses or anything. So he used to always be downstairs in his pram. So when we got this house, he didn't want to go up in his bedroom, and he used to cry, and say,
Mind you, it was probably colder in the bedroom than what he was used to.
"How about that?"
It was an old house.
Terry, he
It
was.
was- The house itself had no... It was just bricks on the wall. I mean,
Other
the
houses
house
had been
next door
bombed.
bombed. And
So what,
And-
what about the two of them together then? Were they well behaved?
Oh, he used to box. He had the boxing gloves, and you know the
All
companion
together.
sets
The
you had
other
on the
side of your
fireplace with your
fireplace.
shovel and your brush.
Oh yes, 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 yes.
Well,
I know what you
he
mean.
used to bang them for the boxing
Oh, the
and they
shovel.
both
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
got-
doing the
And a
round
bo-
one.
Proper boxing gloves. So this
Set
was
them
when
up.
they were
Georgie
about-
was twice
This
as
is
big
about
as Terry. Terry used to be like this, and
5 and
Georgie used to
6
be
years
holding
old.
him up, just laughing and laughing and laughing, while he'd be like this. But he won a boxing match, didn't he, Terry?
Mm.
Did he?
Yes. I didn't go and watch them. I couldn't have watched them.
No, me neither.
They got on all right, didn't they?
Did they?
What,
There's
you
not mu-
banged his head against the fridge?
Fridge.
One of them banged somebody's head against the fridge? Oh, they'll tell you that, and George and Terry will tell you about that. Terry banged George's head against the fridge one time.
Oh, I don't know about Fred. It might have been the door.
He swallowed a soldier once.
Oh, I know about that one. I read that.
He had a whole pie as well, didn't
The
he?
lead soldier.
One of them.
A lead soldier. Georgie wanted it for his set.
So it's one of my best.
Best. Oh.
You
And
still
I would-
have that. What do you do with it?
I don't know, that just Spanish I don't know, because I used to have it still wrapped
You got
in
it back
pieces
from the
of
hospital
mold.
after you pass it through.
They were,
Really?
they were listening to the
Oh, that must
radio.
have been painful.
Listen with Mother on the radio.
Oh, I remember that.
And he came, when Georgie come in and said he swallowed my soldier.
Oh,
But he wasn't crying or anything, so I thought it couldn't be, you know.
Yeah.
But he wanted his soldier and he had it.
And he
So
really did.
I took him to the doctors
Yeah.
and he said he could see a couple of little scratch marks on his.
So,
He was only 2, but
and there were lead
Oh, dear.
soldiers, you see.
and they were frightened that I never
Lead
thought of
poisoning?
lead poisoning.
No. So what
If he had
happened?
to tell me, I want to know.
So what did he send you home and say, look, you know, he'll pass
Take
it?
him to
and-
We had to go straight to hospital on the bus.
I took him, didn't
On the bus, went
I?
on
Yeah,
the bus.
yeah, well, I came up from there.
And he was in for 9 days.
Mm.
Really?
9
And it was
days,
a-
that's quite a long time.
Cotton
Running
ball
around,
sandwiches.
playing about.
Cotton ball sandwiches. What?
That was to
Somebody
wrap
come out.
the soldier, so he had to go right through it.
Oh, no.
And we used to go and see him. They wouldn't let you in to see him, and we used to watch him through the glass doors. And used to be running about with chairs and playing with all the kids, happy
Why
as
would they
anything.
let you go in and see?
Or did, in case he
Say they
cried.
upset them and they want to come home. 'Cause he was
Oh,
only
I
a
see.
baby.
Yes, oh, of course. Yeah. Oh. Of course, they let you stay nowadays, don't
Oh,
they?
the family usually moved.
And
Didn't
then-
either of them ever break arms or legs or anything when they're kids?
Terry suffered with concussion, didn't he?
When?
Well, there's only us said it, nobody else seen him. He fell off he sat on the arm of a chair and fell over and banged his head.
God.
And it was alright, wasn't it, for a while?
Yeah. And
Well, I
then
went to his
then he
mother's.
just went unconscious.
I went to your mother's
Oh,
and
gosh, that must have been-
it just flaked out.
So he came banging on the door of Mother and
Mather
Pat's.
and Platts, I was kissing on a great big door of Mather and Platts, shouting for him.
Oh, God.
And it was still out cold as his mother, because his mother lived to face him where he worked.
Oh.
We had to wait for the bus. We went to Anco's
Anco's
hospital.
hospital.
We no longer was we there, sat in a great big queue with loads of people
Oh.
there. With him out on my knee.
Still out cold.
But before we was due to go in our turn, he came round and they couldn't find anything wrong with him.
Oh, really?
But every time he did, well, now and again, if he wanted anything his own way, he used to say he had headache, you see. And my mother used to say,
Oh,
it's from that,
crafty.
it's from that fall, you see. So it said
Well,
this,
he's still doing it to Margaret.
said this that many times, that I got a bit fed up of it, you know, because it was the least little thing, he's got a headache, you know, I don't go to school, so I thought, right, so I took him to the doctors and made an appointment to the hospital. So I told him at the hospital, the crumbs, I want to.
Yeah.
I told them what had happened, and this was years, a long time after, not right near
Yeah.
the time. And they examined him and everything, and there was nothing wrong with him, and he never had a headache since.
Just being crafty.
He never had one after that, did he?
So did you used to take George to his rugby games at school?
Only the odd one or two.
Don't think very good, is he?
Have you seen Kevin on the video now that was on Cine? Running about with his nappy hanging down as George is coming
It
up.
was on a
the
couple of
rugby
years
field.
ago.
It was about.
You didn't even
12
get
months ago,
George on the
wasn't it?
picture, did you?
Well, he's on, but we never
Yeah.
When I
filmed
wasn't
him.
here, it was at Christmas when I wasn't here, that's what when it was.
I wasn't very good at passing in nappies on. But I used to look
Slowly.
after them on a Saturday morning while Joan went to the wash house. I probably might have
Do you
even
know what
taken
a
her to
wash
the
house is?
Well, I can guess that communal sort of washing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with all the things, did you ever see Prisoner at all? Prisoner was
They were, I think they bought the
Eight
washing
o'clock.
machines
Oh,
from here.
yes,
Like the
yes,
big
with the big
laundry
laundry
they had.
room.
That's
it
it.
was exactly like that.
Really?
Exactly, and I think they must have bought them from
But
here.
you had big drying racks that were
It was
steam
smashing.
dryers. You pull these racks out, which were probably as long as this room, and put all your week's wash on after you'd washed
Put them
them,
back.
push them back in, and dry them. And you also had ironing machines, rollers, pressing rollers.
Me and Mrs. Mulligan used to. I used to put them on
You
the
used to
machine,
go
take
and
them
come
off.
back
So you could, actually did your washing there as well?
Yeah,
Do you wash
washing
it?
machines.
in the big spin.
And you had a thing to do any woolies.
What sort of, when was this? What date sort of was
Oh,
it?
my mother used to
19
go in the 30s. But as
Really?
time went on, they used to have irons where my mother was. Some wash houses didn't have irons, you just washed them and took them home. But when we came to Marple, they still had wash houses, but then they brought these calendars.
Yeah.
In,
Well,
as they
that's-
call them, big
Well,
calendars.
before you came to Marple,
What's
you
a
had them at Newton Heath, the wash house there,
No,
didn't you?
no.
Do you only have the?
Only they just started having them when we came to live in
When you-
Marple.
And you went to the one in
Stockport,
Stockport?
yeah. That was when they
What's a calendar?
I remember
Yeah.
going to that. I even remember
They're
going
like
there.
that big rollers, big thick
You're still
rollers.
going there in
What, like a,
1965 or something.
What's they called?
You could put your towels.
Mangle.
Yeah, like
That's
a big
how, but
mangle.
it's electric.
But it's electric and
Ah.
and they're heated as well.
Oh.
So
I've never
one,
heard of
So
that.
one
Remember
estate
Mum
one,
saying she
your
had
towels went under, your socks, everything went on, and the other girl or your friend was at the other. If you didn't, nobody at the side, they sort of just pile up, and then you'd have to go and straighten them. But if you was with a
With
friend,
somebody else, they would
they
help
would
you.
take
Yeah.
them off, and you'd to fold them. And all your laundry was done. And in between, like, you'd brew up and have a smoke or whatever you did. And,
God, that
was
was
a
good,
morning
though. That was
out.
a very good idea, though.
you know, you'd have a certain
Because you'd
morning
have all
out.
the facilities you wouldn't be able to afford yourself at home. So but remember my mum saying she had like a copper that would
Yeah.
she would fill up, and they had a mangle, but I never remember her
Oh, my
saying
mother
that.
did before she went to the wash
Yeah.
house with the dolly tub
Well,
and
you
scrub
must-
on the kitchen table. But when the wash house
You
first
must have gone there
started,
until about 1968,
65.
probably.
Yeah.
and Mrs. Mulligan went later
But,
to that.
Really?
They were in the local newspapers.
What?
In Stockport. People campaigning to keep these wash houses open.
I'm not surprised.
And
That's a brilliant
saying that
idea.
The two ladies come
two
from
ladies
Marple.
come from Marple to these wash houses.
Really?
And I said, well, don't say our names. Because all appeared that
They
they
don't know you
didn't.
haven't got a washing machine.
Well, we didn't want one.
It was so
Then they
much better
started
than a washing
laundrettes.
machine.
Yes, I was going
Okay.
to say.
But the laundrettes weren't the same. There was nothing like the wash house.
Well, now it sounds it's not half as good. Mind you, a laundrette
And it was
never
the
gets
same
anything clean
gang,
anyway.
it's the same group.
Where was
we've
it in
got nearly
Stockport?
every time, so,
Near Hollywood
Yeah,
Park.
so you
you know,
made
it was a morning
friends there.
out. And
Yeah.
Christmas
I can
time,
imagine.
you'd have a
A
you'd
party
take a
in
bit of
there.
something
You know the
very
road
Oh,
that
nice there.
George's mother used to
leads
say.
through to where the motorway
Isn't it?
used to start?
I've never heard that.
Yes, I do. Edgeley. Right.
Yeah. But between Edgeley and where you went to the auto dentist,
Mm.
there's another road down the road, and this King Street runs down, and it was just off King Street. There's a little park there with a bowling green. You've been on that bowling green, wasn't you?
Don't remember a long time ago.
But the laundrette near where when I was a little girl, or when I was in my teens, and you could go and have a bath. You had big baths.
Really?
Oh, massive big bath. And we used to go on a Saturday afternoon, and there was a woman there, I remember she used to have her hair parted in the middle, and she was fastened dead tight back and all. She used to come on the door and shout, "Come on, hurry up, you here." And if she'd open the door and you'd be like this.
Oh no! How
Yeah.
and how much was that to go and have a bath?
Oh, I don't know.
Because otherwise,
You got to
what did you
preach
do?
the
Have a
soap.
hit bath or something?
Well, you used to have
What?
you hung them
I'll
in the
stand in
yard,
front
you
of
know. But it took kettles and
the kitchen
kettles.
sink.
Oh really?
and
Yeah.
Scrub yourself down.
Yeah, yeah.
But Saturday afternoon we used to go to
You go and have a bath.
But
So
we-
of course when I was growing with him, his mother used to say, "Come to our house and have a
We-
bath."
because we had a bath from me being about 12-year-old
Oh really?
when we moved in. We moved. Ours was a demolition in 1935.
What do you mean it
When
was
the-
demolition?
They demolished the houses,
Yeah.
slum clearance, to move you into these new.
Oh
Houses.
right. And you were one of the ones
Yeah.
that went in.
I showed you
Your
the
family.
place where my father lived, didn't I? When we came back from Roses. Then we go
Yeah,
up
you
10
all
Acre
remember it.
Lane,
We did, yeah.
up 10 Acre Lane, past the Red Wreck, and I said that was
Oh, I think I remember. Yes, yes.
beautiful house, really.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought it was
1935.
Yeah.
a mansion.
Oh, I see.
Because
so
they
having
had,
built these,
they had
they've got
these lights here.
bathrooms.
Yeah.
That's in
And-
there, them lights.
Oh,
They had one of
electric
those
lights.
3 light
God,
chandeliers.
that must have been something
Yeah.
then.
Because
yeah.
we only had gas. with
And they
the
had the back-to-back oven,
What's
they
that?
called it.
Yeah.
You had a big fire in your front room,
Mm.
and at the back of it was open.
Yes, I see.
That one, so you could do all your cooking in this
Cooking
big
on that.
oven.
Yeah, that's a good idea,
Yeah,
actually.
in the kitchen. It was good then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, so you used to go there then for your bath? Afterwards?
I used to go every
Then she lived there.
Saturday. I used to go.
Was getting
His
married.
mother had did a nice garden. They had steps at the front, and I used to whiten the steps for them. I used to do clean the windows because she had a lot of the little window panes.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I know what you
I
mean.
used to polish for her. That was when I was courting.
Oh, really? That was it?
Mm.
Yeah. And even when I was married, I used to go. Your mother's on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So she went to the wash house Tuesday morning,
Right.
and I used to go Tuesday afternoon and do all her ironing for her because they didn't have.
And
It was years after when they had these calendars.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds good
And then I
though.
used to go to my own mother's one day, and I used to clean a scrub a bedroom and clean a bedroom out. One day, she used, when you were little, she used to take you for a walk while I used to clean a bedroom.
Even when Pat was living there.
Yeah. And then I went back to work years after. I was talking to a girl and I said I used to go to my mother's and I used to do some cleaning. She said, "Why were they crippled?" I always did, didn't I?
Mm.
It just shows you. But lots of people did them there. The times
Yeah.
change, you know.
I've never seen this happen on Parkinson, you know.
You know, Christy got
What?
beaten yesterday from
Yeah.
60 metres.
Yeah. I was saying I've never seen that on Parkinson. I've never seen any of his guests reading the boxing paper. Obviously there's something lacking in our interview style.
I think your technique is
Yeah.
something to
Well,
be-
you were
I've
supposed.
always been quite good at listening to something and talking and
reading at the same time. God, I can't do that.
I can just imagine it though now, prime time telly.
No, it's the one tell it said doddle. I like that.
It's a doddle. Who says it's a doddle?
It's the advert for the insurance, isn't
The
it?
Britannia Insurance.
No, we don't get that one.
When they,
Oh, do you not?
Well, that'll be the
Think so.
fun.
this
You
is
don't
the
get that?
this is the state. Yeah, I didn't get a message. Oh, it might have been this one in here because we heard it this morning. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was unbelievable. He's in a bad way now, Yeah, neurosurgical ward. Yeah. Oh, Ben didn't look too clever. Mm. What's the state of? I thought it was a ground report.
What?
Yeah, we'll be coming up.
I'm pointing down there.
Half past one, you say the kick-off?
What is it? Oh,
I
it's
don't-
A
That's
flower.
Chester Road. Yeah. Oh, they're we're going to have, oh, I don't know if they want anything else to eat, just eating.
We'll come back here when we've watched the game.
Yeah.
We're
For a little
coming back
while,
here,
and then we'll come.
Alright. How's Chris?
Alright.
Yeah.
Is it? He was going to come
I
and
thought
see
you
me.
wanted to. I thought you were
talk
ready for the
about
off or
brewing.
something.
Where?
I'm a bit surprised.
What do you mean? With,
Ah.
I
after the
thought you
football?
wanted. Yes, I thought you wanted to.
Yeah,
Well,
the
no, I
football
only
must
mean
have been
literally
knocked
come
to
back
the
for a cup of tea and then go.
Mm.
Because he's on the way. On the way back.
Is it?
Yeah.
So take me down,
Yeah.
drop him off, cup of tea and then off straight
Yeah.
on. 15 minutes.
Mm.
Okay. No, right. I'm not rushing at all.
Okay.
By the way, tell him he's ruining the video.
Oh, you're ruining the video, are you? Oh, he's gone.
What does
That's
he
how
For
want?
the
much
benefit of the viewers, that was George phoning up giving us the football report.
So what's the state of the pitch?
He said it's alright.
It is.
As far as he knows.
It will be now, oh, there's plenty of sun on it now, so it was amazing how much it'll burn
Yes,
off.
because your car was white this
It'll
morning.
still be very, very soft.
Oh, we've got wellies.
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it?
I put my wellies on today because I've just cleaned the boots.
Have you? Oh, well, you're doing
Well,
it.
you
It was
wear him in
really
the house. Have
muddy
you, oh, there's a
yesterday.
question, important question. Have you managed to stop him wearing his boots in the house?
No, not much. Just now and
He's
again.
got his slippers on.
Has it?
Doesn't
Yeah.
wear his boots in the house.
I never put my boots on till I'm going out.
I've seen
It's
him
when he
walking
comes
around.
in.
Yeah,
When
when he
comes
leaves
in,
them on.
He gets to take
He
them
leaves them on.
Yeah. And then if
Only
he's
if
been
I'm
out
going out
taking
again.
Sam, when the mud dries, I go
When I
and put
came-
little dry bits up and then
When I
I'll
come
tie
home
them.
from work every day, I took my boots off before I came in.
Not talking about that. There's a lot of the time when you've been out and come in. You always take them off.
There was a fight on telly last night. We don't want another one on.
Well, I was actually trying to make you fight a bit, because this is all very unnatural.
Make your mind
Go on,
up.
Mum,
Come
give
here.
him a wallop,
Come
Mum.
here. I'll give you that. How's that? Did you hear that?
Sorry about
I
that.
think we got that on the film now.
The mine bottle. Did you see me hitting him, or was it just the paper hitting him?
It's just the paper.
Was it magic?
You don't
It's all
want
it
an
saw in
instant
the side.
replay.
Yeah, go on, I want an instant replay actually. Go on, action replay in slow motion.
How's that?
Yeah, I think we got that, yes. Thank you. I think looking at Bridget Maxwell's scorecard, she's got it 67 to 66, Joan. Right, well that's it then, signing off now.
Yes, let's give us a rest.
Wave goodbye.
Goodbye, viewers.
Wave goodbye to the
Round
viewers.
window
Thank
today.
God.
Adios.
Right, okay, okay.
There we go.
Not too bitty, keep it running.
Have you got your shoes on?
Hey?
I wanted to have a look. Yeah, you said I wanted to.
I was wanting somebody to say hello. To the best of my knowledge. Of my cousin's daughter, two girls, very pretty girls.
your way up, ladies and
Oh dear.
And she's given me 3 shades of lipstick to buy, and that's it.
Only 3? Oh no, really?
I'll go with all the colours that I'm going to wear.
I suppose yes, it saves all the hassle of looking what will go with what.
No publicity.
No bright shining halogen beam, please.
Rosie, just wave at it, that's all. Hey! That's all. Well, you can have a dance for me if you want.
Don't shout at me while taking up video.
Sorry?
I've told you before, you must stop shouting because your voice will be on that video. Now, hang back. Or I'll be embarrassed. Perhaps a won't.
This is me taking you, taking me, Chris. I'm going right in your sideburns now.
This sounds quite sort of...
Confrontational, yeah, it's a competition.
transatlantic.
Hello, Sarah.
You've got some cabbage in your teeth, Sarah.
Oh, we're all at it here.
The bride and groom.
Just tap him on the shoulder, John, that's brilliant. Old misery guts. Give her a kiss then. That's better. Go and give her another one. Chew your meat first.
Finger off the front. plenty of pass over there with the bosom buddies.
That's it.
Rolling Road, come over here a bit. There's somebody over next to it.
I'll tell you what, I remember when
No, you do. You put your leg on the top. I'll have to shit along the balcony.
What kind of the guy shooting the film over here? It's off now. You bored then? Or are you warming up? Keeping you entertained? What? Yeah, in a minute, yeah.
Okay, sorry for it.
Before you get I'll tell you how to work it.
Hey, I don't touch it to know what you're doing.
It's on.
Yeah, it's going round, though. It's moving round. It's moving. You're not touching it, are you? I'm not touching it. That's moving round on its own.
I only did it for about 8 years. When's that then? You're gonna...
Well, I won't get you the best
Stick your hand through there. Are you doing this because you want to do it, because you want to annoy people? Right. And if you press that light on there, that really annoys people. And then that button there, and you put your thumb reach. Right, well, don't do it, don't do it. What does it say in there now? You say pause.
LP.
Yeah, LP, but does it say pause as well?
No.
This is LP recording.
Mum! Well, camera!
Someone's filming you there.
Anthony, film me, film me.
They'll have to take that off the camera now,
Tough now.
They're all drunk. Do that again, I'll thump you.
Now we know what it was like. Don't you show me that?
Oh, like that, you mean?
Who's your fat leg?
Which leg's
Who's your
that?
fat leg on the Kerry?
Which fat leg's that? Oh, they're only hitting.
Mother, can you manage on your own that way? I'd like to come down here and say a few words before we put some dancing music on for Sheila Mulligan.
May you have another 50 years.
I would like to thank you all very, very much for coming here tonight. It's really made our day wonderful. There's nothing more I can say really. There's people I've not seen for 52 years. And they're all family. I've not seen them for about 10.
Oh, them 2 years you're talking about, that's what I don't know about. Accident on his eye.
There's a man in the corner there, 52 years ago, sat in the middle of that table.
Stop me, he's not his brother.
That's not me, Roy, yes?
That's not Roy, out to dance when we were on the
Right, didn't I dance here, yes? I know that's
Bring them up. Yeah, you can give a right to one, though, can't you?
right. Didn't I dance here, yes? I know that's it. Did I dance here? No, that's it.
No, this is Mother and Flat. On the roof.
Push him across anyway.
Thank you very much, everyone.